decorative. So we get a lot of people asking us, I need to edge my patio, what do you think I should edge it with? And our first question is, are you edging a patio because you need to edge it, or are you edging it because it's something that you feel you need to do? So I think having the distinction between decorative and structural is really important for any homeowner, because it's a choice. It's not a need if it's decorative, only structural. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Paving the Way pod by RF Paving. I am Amy.
And I'm Andy.
Today we're going to discuss how and when to edge a patio. A lot of people come and ask this, don't they, when they're actually doing a job, so I thought it was a good one to address.
Yeah, is there a need?
Is there a need? It depends.
I don't know. Well, I think a lot of people... I'm not saying get confused about edgings, but I think there's a massive difference to edging a patio for a purpose, or
like structural purposes.
Structural purposes, yeah, or just using a border edging for decorative, should we say, something like that. So I'd sort of like say the edgings are different in a different circumstance.
Yeah, I think social media... And when you look at previous jobs, I think it's quite a normal thing to edge the patio. But the difference is that you don't always have to, and I think that's where people get a bit confused with. So people are like, oh, I need an edge for my patio. If you're doing it for decorative purposes, it's if you want an edge. If you're doing it for structural purposes, you need an edge to make sure of longevity of your patio.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's start with structural edging. So when would you need structural edging?
Well,
edging.
You've said it too many times. But anyway, well, when you need structural edging, if you need to sort of raise up a step, for instance, if you're needing to retain the patio structure or whatever you're building
like block
into
paving.
Yeah, absolutely. So that it sort of like contains the weight spread that you're going to get from whenever you're actually using it. So yeah, that's a structural edging. So that can depend on whatever you do. Like say block paving, you've got absolutely loads of different options that you can do, but generally using a deeper product that is bedded into the ground, which is obviously deeper than the actual paving or whatever you're doing itself, just to contain it with all in.
Well, in block paving, you don't actually mortar it down in a lot of circumstances, do you? So because it's got a sand bed underneath, I guess you need the structural edge to be bedded in because it will stop movement over time.
Absolutely, and they call it key curbs, so because it keys it into sort of the body of whatever you're actually constructing.
So you've got your key curbs, which is your concrete edging, and then we do something called curb edgings, which are in the natural stone, Indian stone, which are deeper, and they're a great structural edging option as well, aren't they, for driveways and for patios.
That's it, and you set those in to a depth below into your actual subbase itself, so that allows you to pave up to a certain point. So not only are they, you've said about our natural stone ones, which are a little bit more nicer looking than the set concrete ones that you get from builders merchants, etc. A little bit more pleasing to the eye, but they're also purposeful as well.
Yeah, we can use them in different ways, can't you? So decorative, I'm going on to decorative edging. So decorative is basically if you want an edge to look at or not. One thing that we get a lot is a lot of people like to edge the patio with a dark edging, a contrast. What's your opinion of that?
Well, I personally don't mind it. Depends on people's taste, people's wants within it. I think it does serve a purpose of defining the start and the finish of the pavement, or breaking it up into different sections depending whether you've got a step coming up or whatever else. It could be sort of like purposeful for that. But yeah, I don't mind the actual edging in a different colour paving, as long as it's aesthetically what that person wants. But there is a bit of a thing that people do think that if you've got a light colour paving, you have to have a darker.
Yeah, it's a really popular opinion, especially.
Very popular.
Yeah, so I'm the opposite. I think you should never edge a light patio with a dark edging. So for me, when you put a dark edging around a lighter patio, personally I'd be going for a light patio because I wanted the kind of continuous flow, nothing to block your eye.
Yep.
So if you put a dark edging around a light patio, to me you're restricting your eye to make it look smaller, and I personally don't like that at all. So I would never edge a light patio with a dark edging.
Which is fair enough. And there are different options as well. So if you wanted to do that, there's different products that you can get to complement rather than contrast, or you can use the same product to do that and laying your main body of the patio in a certain formation. You can swap that round going round.
That's me. I love that. I think that just looks really classy and nice. And like with the, say, for example, like the Raj Green Stone, you'd obviously edge that with, well, as a popular choice, your 100x100 or your 100x200 cobbles or your drive stone sets. I like that because you're using the same material in a different format. So it adds texture, but it's not blocking it off.
Yeah, I get that as well.
But I would say 90% of people that want edging generally want a contrast.
Yeah, they do. Like I say, yeah, it's a thought process. I've got a light patio. I need a dark edging.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, again, people are different.
Definitely personal opinion. I think as well, when you are edging, I think a lot of people get mixed up with the structural and the decorative. So we get a lot of people asking us, I need to edge my patio, what do you think I should edge it with? And our first question is, are you edging a patio because you need to edge it, or are you edging it because it's something that you feel you need to do? So I think having the distinction between decorative and structural is really important for any homeowner, because it's a choice. It's not a need. If it's decorative, only structural.
Yeah, absolutely. The people that often say, well, we're edging onto a lawn, so I don't want the lawnmower to damage it if it ever comes near or anything else like that, and then they edge it with the same
material type, the same depth,
the same depth, which is going to do to that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that there's different ways and different things. Like, yeah, often people use a natural stone edging, which is hand cut, sort of like bit more of a rustic look to do that.
Which you'd never know if it chipped or if any lawnmower damage, strimmer damage. Yeah.
Exactly that reason, just so it doesn't sort of chip and, stand out like a sore thumb type of thing if you've already done that.
Yeah. Like my patio at home, I've got porcelain and I haven't edged any of mine, and I've got grass running up to the majority of it. And I don't think I will check, but I don't think I've ever, and I'm not the most careful of people, so I will just...
Yeah, fair enough.
But I don't think it's chipped it at all, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think it's just...
how much of an issue it is. Obviously it can happen, but I don't know how much of an issue it is.
No, and like I said, there are different things that you can use. We're talking about the same materials, talking about different concrete products. There's the edging. What are you edging? Is it the patio? Is it a path? Are you wanting to retain something?
I love edging in pathways. Yeah. I love edging in pathways. I think that they add so much more dimension. I have a different opinion about pathways than patios.
There you go.
Of course.
But then you've got your steel edgings now that you can use, which can be curved, different things. Which, of course, if you're doing curves on a patio, I think that a curved patio does look a lot better with some sort of edging.
100%.
I know we've both just said about you don't have to have an edging, but if you are using curves in there, I think it just creates that little bit more detail than a sawn piece of porcelain stone or whatever.
George Hoskins Innovations is a great example of that. We work with George all the time, and he is known for his curves, and he often adds in a border around his curves, and it really does set it off. Even a dual border on some of them,
the latest one that he's done, unbelievable.
It does.
We're on about contrasting. He's contrasted it with two different materials, totally different to the actual main body.
I love.
Yeah,
and even though, but it's how it's done. I think it depends. Like for me, if you're looking out on, especially with our in and out concept, if you're looking from inside to out and you've got big bifolding doors, I just wouldn't want the limitation on my eye to be there. I think that's more where it comes from for me.
No, I get that
different
as well.
Circumstances different.
Personally, with having the in and out concept, even though I've got it flowing from the indoors to the outside, I've still got a border around my inside tiles with the same tile, like I said, laid in a different direction, but it's still the same material, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the joints have to go out straight in the line. I've still got a little bit of a border on the inside tile as opposed to the outside tile as well, but it's the same material that flows, so it's not that like the grout lines have to 100% match, although a lot of people do like that. I think that you can use, like I say, it's a little bit of a different thing. I've got a border rather than an edging, if you know what I mean. So I think they're two kind of different things.
Definitely. I'd say the advice that we're summarising with is if you have been told that you need to edge your patio, the key difference is it for structural purposes or is it for decorative purposes? Two different things. And once you know whether it's decorative or structural, you can then make your decision if and what to edge with.
No, totally agree. Two different things.
Yeah.